and Bob Young, offensive guard, St. Louis Cardinals. So Hal Conley tells John Cole that he's out, and here's Bob Young.
Come on, Bob.
Young is 6'1", weighs 284 pounds.
There you go.
And he's finding that barrel as difficult as he might find Alan Page across the line of scrimmage from him. Now, I think that St. Louis Cardinal guard's got it this time. He does. Besides being a football player, Young also has a weightlifting background down in the state of Texas where he grew up. 100 pounds. The apparatus, another 10 pounds. 10 feet to the top. Fastest time going to win. Now we're going to start off with 2 four-man heats. Numbers 1 and 2. And each heat will come back for the four-man championship. And Paul Anderson, what will it take to win this?
A great deal of hand strength, forearm strength. Not only a wrist roll, but a reverse wrist roll, which is going to really be a test of not only strength, but endurance.
All right, our Commissioner of Power, let's take a look at the standings after the first 2 weeks of competition. And they are bunched at the top. 1 point separating those 3 competitors. Here's Lou Ferrigno, John Cole, also in this heat, Kenny Patera, Bob Young, and all 4 wearing gloves. Our Director of Events, Hal Conley, starts them on their way. Ken Patera takes a quick lead. Lou Ferrigno is in second. John Cole and Bob Young are trailing. Patera now opening up that lead. Ferrigno, remember, the first 2 will qualify for the finals. Patera battling now to lift that weight up to that 10-foot mark. 110 pounds he is trying to wrist roll. 2 feet to go for Patera. Lou Ferrigno struggling to get in. John Cole and Bob Young appear to be out of it. Here's Patera, his winning time, 36.6. Lou Ferrigno is second, 39.9 is his time, and he'll go to the final round. Ready now for Heat 2 of the wheelbarrow race. Lou Ferrigno will be in lane 1. Next to him, Bruce Wilhelm. And in lane 3, Bob Young of the St. Louis Cardinals.
My brother started lifting. He played college football, and he got after it. And it took him about 2 years, like I said, a year-round training to get good. And 1 more year to be a world champion. He's been world champion 2 years in a row now in powerlifting in 242-pound class. And he got me started back on it a little bit. And each season I noticed I was playing a little bit better. So I said, well, I'm getting a little older now. I'll keep after it. So about 2 years now I've been trying to lift hard.
Rather than lift, Bob Young will be pushing 750 pounds uphill. In lane 4, Kenny Patera. They begin Heat 2. Lou Ferrigno is in lane 1. They've got to keep those wheelbarrows right in their lanes. He was weaving outside, but Bruce Wilhelm has taken charge. Young and Patera collided. Wilhelm the winner, and Ferrigno's lost control at the finish. We're going to have to confer with the judges. There was a problem. Ferrigno's all right. He's up. No doubt about who won it, though, is there? Bruce, you just shot up that hill like you'd been practicing this event.
I'm just a bull, you know that. I've got to win this. I've got to.
You've got to come back now in the second heat, though, and John Cole looked pretty impressive.
That's unfortunate, isn't it? Well, we'll just have to do the best we can. I really haven't practiced it. This just shows what an Olympic weightlifter does. And this is exactly where we're heading for victory.
The problem is second place. Look at Young. He collided with Patera and forced him out of his lane. Bob, what happened?
Well, we were both, me and Ken both was doing real well, and I think we about tied for second there, and I lost control in his spin. I went over and hit Ken, knocked him out of his lane, and probably cost him second place.
Ken, you feel you should be declared then the second place finisher and come back in the final?
Well, definitely. It wasn't Bob's fault, but I'm going to file a protest.
Protest is unnecessary because the judges ruled that Lou Ferrigno lost control before he crossed the finish line. Here's Bob Young of the St. Louis Cardinals. That toss of Young's measured at 34-10 3/4. Ken Patera. A lot of discus competition in his background at Brigham Young. That toss measured by our officials at 36-1.5. The man they're all shooting at, Wilhelm. To the left side. Measured at 36-6. And the favorite, George Friend. Is there a world record for this event? Friend's toss, 37-11 3/4, our best so far, so I guess maybe that's the world record, huh? Now, the distance to beat to stay in the running, Bob Young's 34-10 3/4. And here's Wilhelm. Interesting that John Cole has not qualified yet. He's a former discus champion. He'll be up next. You've got that up in the California sky as our officials come out, mark it down.
35 feet 3 inches.
Not as far as his first toss, so that 36-6 stands for Bruce. Now here's Cole. Been experimenting with a one-handed tossing style, wearing a support bandage around that right elbow. Great throw and a good toss. That could be the best so far.
39 feet,
It is.
10 1/4 inches.
Cole jumps to the top of the heap. And Young would now be eliminated, but he'll still have one more toss coming up. And the distance he will have to beat is Patera's 36 1.5. Here's Friend. He was out first at 37-11 3/4. This is our second and final qualifying round. That may be better than his first throw, although George's not that happy with it.
38 feet 7.5 inches.
That is his best toss. And here is Patera. Now, he stands in fourth, remember, at 36 1.5. So he's in jeopardy of being eliminated unless he can improve upon that. How's that? You don't think that's not awkward to toss that tire out there? Go try it sometime. Oh, Hal Conley tells us that's the best so far. Our first 40-footer. Now Wilhelm is definitely in jeopardy. That 36-6 is in fourth place, and he could be eliminated. Three of our competitors have not qualified. Now we'll show you. Lou Ferrigno, he fouled out, stepped over the arc, and the smaller men were never in the hunt. Franco Columbu eliminated. Mike Dayton tore up his hands during the wrist roll competition. Note those bandages. He just could not get a good grip on this tire. And Wilhelm wondering what Bob Young might come up with. If Young can exceed that 36-6, then Wilhelm would be eliminated from the finals. He's got a chance with that toss. Young thinks he has done it. Everybody pulling for Bob Young right here because Wilhelm is the overall leader.
39 9 1/4.
Bobby, nice going. Last man to toss the heat was on.
Well, I've been doing badly. I thought I better beat somebody in something before I got out of here.
You get Bruce Wilhelm very angry at you for
Well,
a
he
minute.
deserved it. He's been winning too much anyway.
Good luck in the finals.
All right, thank you.
With our finalists, Paul Anderson's officials are set to go to work. John Terpak, Bob Heiss, Tommy Kono, Russ Nipp, Hal Conley will be judging this effort by George Friend. We have got 3 Olympic gold medalists among our officials. They're all experts in the various areas of strength. Now, there is Nipp watching Friend to see if he fouls. That circle he'll be spinning in, similar to what they use for a shot put or a discus. Friend, of course, a hammer throw champion, and prior to him, it was Hal Conley, our director of events, who dominated that event.
Come on. Show him. Come on, you can do it.
Come on. after that Mark Goodrich-like conversation to that tire, Flynn got it out there.
41.
Man, that is the best so far. It exceeds 40 feet. Flynn, the leader. Will it hold up? Here's Bob Young.
All right, Bob Young up.
Just qualified for the finals with that final toss of his.
Go, Bobby. Get it off this time.
He's calm like an offensive lineman, isn't he?
Get him out. Hey.
Not as good as friends.
Heads up. .39 feet 2 and...
Friends still in first. Here's Cole.
Cole up. Ken Patera
He is the
on deck.
only man in the world to win 2 national AAU titles in the same year in 2 sports. Back in 1969, he was the AAU discus champion and also the AAU national heavyweight powerlift champion. Well, he should know how to spin.
Go, John. Work on.
Well, that tire wobbling a bit like a Billy Kilmer pass, wasn't it? Not as good as Friend's toss. So John Cole will not move into the lead, and only one man left. And here he is, Patera. Shooting for that 41 feet, 2.5 inches. Good toss. Kenny Patera with a chance. You did get it out there, big guy.
Get it out! All right. All right. 41 feet.
Our winner, Kenny Patera.
Heads up.
It's the 6th event in our 10-week competition. 2-man heats. Fastest time will capture the championship. Ken Patera being strapped inside that harness. Marvelous all-around athlete at Brigham Young. Shot put champion, wrestler, went on to become an Olympic weightlifter. He's matched against our pro football player, Bob Young of the St. Louis Cardinals. Each of those trams weighs 8,400 pounds. And remember what Paul Anderson said about those short, choppy steps to get it underway. Al Connolly starts them. Both men have got the tram moving. It's a race against that clock. Young with a slight lead over Patera. Very close. Young now beginning to pull away, and he wins it in 16.8. Patera's second, 18.8.
Bob, as our first winner, how tough is this event? It was tough getting it started. Once you get it started, if you don't slip, you're all right.
Traction then could be a problem.
These shoes slip a little bit on this pavement. Right. I hope my time holds up.
That time of Bob, 16.8. Bob Young being called up by Connolly. Workers will take off a couple of those platforms because of Young's height. Bring the knees right up to the bumpers, make it equal for all the competitors. Lots of time left for Young. He, too, thinking about changing his style, but he's not going to go through with it. He, again, is going to face the car.
Get up.
And Bob Young decides to drop out. So only 2 men have advanced so far. Bob, you're struggling mightily. This is knocking some people out.
Well, I wish I got made it. I should have been able to do it, but I just couldn't get a good grip on it. I guess some of the other guys having the same problem. That hack style, the back style, is probably the best way to do it, but unless you ever worked on it, you can't do it.
Yeah, you thought about going to that back style momentarily.
It's known to be the best way to lift it, but unless you worked on it, you know, it's hard to try something that heavy.
And Young is trying to win his first event. You know Bob is a great football player, but he was also an outstanding weightlifter out of the state of Texas. He set several records in the super heavyweight class. And now he must lift 626 pounds. Bobby's got a chance, and he made that look easy, didn't he? Bob may finally be breaking through with his first victory here. One strong man standing in Young's way. And you're looking at him, Franco Columbu, who holds 3 consecutive Mr. Universe titles. As a middleweight power lifter, he has bench pressed 475 pounds. He has squat lifted 655 pounds. And from a deadlift, 735 pounds. But he has got to have this one here. And Columbu bows out, meaning that Bob Young is our winner. Bob, congratulations. That bounces you all the way up into 3rd place in our overall competition.
Thank you. I had to do well today. There's just a few events that I can do well in against these guys, and this was one of them that I had to at least stay with them or place high to stay in the running for the finals, and that's my main goal, just getting the finals with them.
Nice lift, Bob Young.
Thank you very much.
Young receives 10 points for placing first. Cole and Columbu, 5.5 points apiece for tie for second, and Wilhelm's 1 point keeps him ahead with 33.25 points. Bob Young getting ready against Franco Columbu. Mike Dayton's time, a 17.4 the time to beat. Franco moving quickly, and he's injured his left leg. Columbu is hurt. They're rushing to assist him. Young is coming on through the course. Franco is down. That left leg is injured, and here comes Bob Young. He is not going to beat Mike Dayton's time, but he's going to turn in a strong effort. 20.7 for Young. That puts him in 2nd place. In our first heat, it will be the youth of Lou Ferrigno being helped into that rope by Hal Conley, matched against Bob Young. Ferrigno, 6'5", 278 pounds. He's 25 years old. Bob Young, 6'1", 284 pounds. He is 35 years old. Russ Nipp, the official, will turn them loose. You must pull your competition 9 feet across that center line to win it. Come on, Bobby! Bob Young appears to be in trouble early. Young is down. But he is coming back. Ferrigno down. Lou trying to pull out of trouble. Young may win this with one more effort. He's got him. Bob Young has won our first pull-off, and now he'll be matched against the winner of the next heat. Bobby, that was some monumental effort on your part, because he had you there momentarily.
He had me. I was slipping. I was worried. I gave him a little extra jerk. Got him off balance and made up the territory.
You backed into a camera. I hope you didn't hurt yourself.
No, I didn't. I didn't.
All right, you still got another one to go. Good luck.
Brother.
Now, the tug-of-war final, matching Bruce Wilhelm against Bob Young. What a competitor Wilhelm has been throughout this competition, and what a background he's got. All of you realize that he was a member of our Olympic team, but he also is a former shot put champion, wrestling champion. In fact, he was invited to the Olympic trials as a wrestler back in 1966. He outweighs Young. Bob is in trouble. And Wilhelm has done it again. Get over here, Bobby, you and Bruce. I do indeed believe that weight has just a bit of an edge in that, Mr. Wilhelm.
No question about it. You know, if we're going to be realistic, it does have an edge.
Bobby,
That's the reason I beat him.
I'll tell you something else, Bruce. We got to be fair about this. Bob had to struggle mightily against Lou Ferrigno and came back. Not taking anything away from you, big guy.
I don't want you to. I'm picking him up left and right, but he did a good job, and weight does play a real serious part.
Bruce is a great competitor, and it's no shame to lose Bruce. The weight may have helped him a little bit, but if it did, he gained it. He did it in training. He deserved to be the champion.
Bob, help me with the trophy here for the winner and present that right on over there to Big Bruce.
You earned it, big boy.
Congratulations, Bruce. You really did earn this. And I'll tell you, I thought all of the athletes were absolutely magnificent. And something like this, you never know what to expect, but everybody really put out.
Well, I'll tell you truthfully, I'm really surprised that I won it. I really am.
Really, Bruce? I thought coming in, maybe you thought you were going to win.
Well, you know, everybody here is big and real strong, and with the exception of the bodybuilders, but they have strength in certain areas, and I hoped I could get in the top 4, but I think once I got the momentum going after winning the beer keg press, I knew we were on the road to victory, and I don't want to come over too obnoxious, but I've enjoyed every minute of it.
This make you the world's strongest man?
There's no doubt about it. We're looking at him right here. Take a good photo here.
One great big yell out of Bruce Wilhelm. Victory yell. Let me hear it. We should give Bruce 10 more points for that yell alone, and the total prize money that he takes, $12,162, including that bonus.